Today on The Spot, we take a look at what's new this week on PlayStation Network. Speaking of the PlayStation, Ryan McDonald stops in for a demo of God of War Collection on the PlayStation 3, and we wrap up the Little Big Planet PSP Game Jam from the Academy of Arts here in San Francisco. We see what Marco Martinez is playing this week on PC, and we wrap things up with a demo and giveaways for the Xbox Live Arcade game Rascals. Today on The Spot.
Hey everybody, welcome to Today on the Spot. I'm Sean McInnes here in the host chair, and my co-host today is Sophia Tong. Sophia, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad you're back in the hosting seat.
Yeah, I know you were a little bit lonely last time hosting the show all by yourself with the dismembered head of Soap McTavish
Yeah,
right there.
because you guys all ditched me, so I had to do that show by myself, and you guys busy playing Modern Warfare 2.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been doing nothing but work the past couple days.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a great show for you guys today. We've got a demo for God of War Collection coming up for the PlayStation 3, the sort of HD remake of the original 2 God of War games on one disc. We've also got a demo courtesy of Sophia Tong.
Yeah, the XBLA game Rascals that's coming up next year.
Yeah, we should probably explain these little guys. We've got a giveaway later on that is Rascals related with these sweet little Skull King figures, something like that. Anyways, you can win these, so stay tuned to the end of the show. Yeah, so definitely Modern Warfare 2 is just dominating the headlines this week, but you know, it's not the only headline, and to help fill us in on all that, let's go to Tor Thorson with the news.
Hey, it's a GameSpot news update for Saturday, November 14th. I'm Tor Thorson. Well, the wait is finally over. Almost over. Over 4 years after it was first teased at E3 2005, Final Fantasy XIII has a launch date. Square Enix has announced the game will launch simultaneously on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 on March 9th in both North America and Europe. The game will launch on December 17th in Japan, both solo and as part of a PS3 bundle. But in the meantime, NPD reported US sales figures for the month of October. First, the bad news. Overall, the domestic game industry shrunk by 19% during the month, with the hardware declining 23% despite all three consoles recently getting price cuts. The Wii was the month's top console, followed by the DS, PS3, 360, PSP, and the 9-year-old PS2. Software sales were also down 18% for the month, which saw NBA 2K10 take the top prize of overall bestseller with 575,000 units sold. Other big debuts included Uncharted 2, which sold 537,000 units in the US and 1 million units globally, despite being exclusive to the PlayStation 3. Finally, Borderlands sold 546,000 units despite analysts' doubts that a new IP could launch in such a crowded month. Those numbers are matched in Europe, should hit the 1 million unit mark any minute now. In your face, Pactor! Well, that's it, your GameSpot news update for Saturday, November 14th. For more headlines like these, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
So there you have it. That is your latest update in the world of Tor Thorson talking like this. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we've got a really cool God of War demo coming up, but that's not the only thing coming out on PlayStation 3, Sophia.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Braid is coming to the PlayStation Network next week.
Yeah, I'm pumped too. That was one of my very favorite games on the Xbox last year, and now all those PlayStation 3 owners will get to finally experience it.
Yeah, mine too. I might actually buy it again.
Again? A second
Yeah.
time? Wow, I'm sure Jonathan Blow will be very happy to know that he's got a repeat customer in store.
Yeah, and the game, makes me feel smart when I solve the puzzles.
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of the best qualities about that game, is it makes me feel smart, and I need all of that I can get.
Oh, Sean.
Oh, yeah. So let's go check out that update right now.
This week on PlayStation Network, the downloadable games department features Braid, GameSpot's best original downloadable console game of 2008. Released on the Xbox 360 last August, Braid tells the story of Tim and his quest for an unnamed princess, an endeavor aided by his ability to manipulate time. The PSN edition of the game sells for $14.99. Similarly belated in its appearance is Star Trek DAC, a ship-to-ship space combat game based in the universe of the most recent revamp of the sci-fi series. DAC originally debuted on the Xbox 360 in May, coinciding with the theatrical release of Star Trek. The PS3 edition of the game sells for $9.99, or you can download the demo for free. Keeping the retro theme going, Sony added another title to its library of original PlayStation titles downloadable for both the PS3 and PSP. Command & Conquer Red Alert is now available for $5.99 from the PlayStation Store. The first installment in the real-time strategy series spin-off franchise, Red Alert includes dozens of missions set in an alternate universe where Adolf Hitler never existed and the USSR conquered Europe. In the game demo section, EA Sports College Hoops franchise NCAA Basketball 10 is available, featuring a new real-motion offensive system, giving players a more authentic gameplay experience, letting you drive to the hoop or rain down threes like the 12th-ranked California Golden Bears. Another game offering up a free demo is THQ and Rainbow Studios' MX vs. ATV Reflex. The latest installment of the series comes packaged with an improved driving engine, bigger, more lush environments to explore, and a new control scheme that will make getting on the bike and staying on the bike more fun than ever. One game add-on worth mentioning this week is the Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Costume Pack. Priced at $3.99, this pre-order exclusive contains white costumes for Ryu, as well as new costumes for Ayane, Momiji, and Rachel. A whole slew of game trailers hit PSN this week for Ratchet & Clank Future: A Crack in Time, a teaser for Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, a pair of trailers for The Saboteur, and a limited edition Battlefield Bad Company 2 trailer. The PSP also received a few games of its own this week. Sony launched a series of 4 Pinball Heroes titles based on some of its first-party franchises. And the 4 tables offered are based on Uncharted Drake's Fortune, Pain, High Velocity Bowling, and Hot Shots Golf. That's all the time we have. Be sure to tune in every Saturday as we bring you the latest this week on PlayStation Network.
Well, there's your look at This Week in PlayStation Network. Now let's go from a game where you use time travel to try to get back your ex-girlfriend to a game where you rip the head off of mythological beasts. I'm joined by Ryan McDonald right now.
How's it going?
Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, dude.
I'm excited because we've got a demo for God of War Collection. Let's get right into this.
All right, let me get into it. So this is, obviously it's got God of War 1 and God of War 2.
Okay.
I'm starting you off with a look at God of War 1. I figured we'll go in order.
All right.
But, so, you know, I was a huge fan, as I'm sure a ton of people were, of the original God of War. And as you can see, dude, it looks pretty good. Like this one, you know, it's hard. You know, I think a lot of people forget how good these games really did look on the original system.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I mean, you can see for yourself. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good looking game. I know they've made it HD. It's up at 720p now, and I believe it's running at 60 frames per second.
So it looks like it.
Yeah, it's a very very smooth looking game.
The one thing I don't know if you saw there is like those cutscenes obviously look a little washed out, faded a little bit still. Mm-hmm. But actual game running here looks pretty sweet.
So how are your skills? Are you jumping right back into this pretty easily?
Oh yeah, well to be honest, you know, it's like, you know, we had that demo obviously of God of War 3 on the show, about a week ago?
Yeah.
And so that totally got me back in the swing of things, excuse the pun.
Yeah, how does this compare? I mean, if I'm somebody who's been playing the crap out of that demo and I get back into this, how's that gonna feel?
You know, it's more of Kratos and God of War, so it's not a bad deal at all. I honestly thought when we were going to fire this up, that would be one of the first things that I would see, is that it would be like, oh, you know, a noticeable difference. And sure, you know, that other game looks incredible, but that game it almost looks so incredible that it's kind of hard to, you know, compare it to anything else.
Exactly,
really.
yeah.
That game is from the future, Sean.
It is, technically it is, because it's not out yet.
No.
So this one also, I believe the other selling point for Collector's Edition here is that it's got trophies.
Yes. I have not seen any trophies bust off yet.
Yeah, in fairness, this is the very beginning of the game. I wonder if you get a trophy for that infamous sex scene.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, you know. I'm actually interested to find out, but I don't know if you got that kind of time, because I do want to see God of War 2 pop that over and see if it actually looks the same or better. Yeah,
let's definitely take a look at that, because God of War 2, a game that came out a couple years later, so it looked better originally. Let's see if that looks any better in this HD update.
So yeah, here's God of War 2. And what do you think? Does it look the same? Does it look a little bit better?
I mean, it looks just as good as the original. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't look noticeably better than God of War 1 in HD. I mean, both games look surprisingly good.
I mean, the neat thing about this too is like, you know, here I am, a dude that has obviously played through both of the games probably multiple times, and I am. Yeah, I needed another reason to play these games again, but yeah, totally. This is like...
Yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously the big winners are the people that have somehow managed to not play God of War 1 and 2. And yeah, you get to do it now.
Oh, I know. And the cool part is that it doesn't even cost as much as a full PS3 game. It's $40.
$40 for these two games.
You get 2 games on 1 disc. That's a pretty good deal.
That is pretty good, man. So yeah, there is a look at God of War collection, God of War 1, God of War 2. I mean, I can sit here and play this all day long, but
We're gonna have to cut you short, huh?
yeah. I mean, I think you get the idea. It is Kratos. He is in HD. There are trophies, and yeah. When's it coming out? Do you know?
Next week on November 17th, it's just around the corner. All right, now time for a game that's just a little bit less violent. If you watched our last episode, you'll know that we went and we checked out a game jam for Little Big Planet for the PSP, where we went to the Art Institute and checked out some students making some really cool designs in that game. That was part 1. Right now, let's go to part 2 of that.
Earlier this week, 18 students from San Francisco's Academy of Art University competed in a game jam, a 24-hour around-the-clock design competition using Little Big Planet for the Sony PSP. Broken up into 6 teams of 3 students each, they were tasked with recreating 6 of San Francisco's most famous landmarks: the cable cars of Powell Street, the iconic Coit Tower, the prison island of Alcatraz, the shopping district of Haight Street, the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Victorian houses of Alamo Square. The entries would be judged by select members of Little Big Planet's creative community based on their creativity, accuracy, and overall fun factor.
How cohesive is it, the technicality, so on and so forth. So, and most of all, the playability and the fun factor, because really Little Big Planet is all about having fun.
Once the judging had completed, the participants gathered at Row, one of the city's nightclubs, so that each entry could be seen and the winner could be announced.
LVP standouts, actually.
For all their hard work, the best overall was awarded to the cable cars of Powell Street. We caught up with the winning team so they could share their experience with us.
Well, congratulations on winning. Well, we have Nathan, Joanna, and Desiree here. So do you want to tell us, how was it, the whole 24-hour experience?
Stressful and tiresome.
It's kind of frustrating at times, but it was really, really fun.
I thought it was just fun.
What was some of the most memorable experiences?
Probably finishing it.
Those aha moments when we figured it out, because everyone's new to the tool set. So when we finally got down to actually building something of value on the level, that was really good.
This is our story here. We wanted to bring in the idea of the cable car, which we sort of came up all at one time. We were running over ideas of different things that were non-traditional landmarks, and we came across the cable car, and we wanted to make this sort of switch thing where we can go backwards or forwards, flip it, and you lose if you can't get it back on its wheels. It ended up turning a bit into a race, but originally it was meant to be more like how a tourist would take a cable car through San Francisco, sort of seeing the neighborhoods. Each of the groups that competed today had these different themes from the city, and we wanted to sort of sneak each of them in as a sort of like trick to the rest of the groups. And we couldn't get to all of them because of the time limit, but I think we did a pretty impressive job at fulfilling a lot of them. And we come to the end here. Hurrah! You've won. You kept the cable car upright and all the way to the end of the level.
All right, so congrats to the winners, and we'll definitely be posting some of the other levels on the site very soon. And now back to you guys at the show. All right, it's about time for our second daily demo, Rascals. But first, let's check in with Marco Martinez and see what he has for us this week on the PC.
This week on PC, we have the Indie Spotlight, Attack of the 50-Foot Robot. It's always amazing when an independent game delivers a AAA experience with a significantly low budget. Attack of the 50-Foot Robot does that with its 1950s atmosphere, easy-to-play controls, and its awesome soundtrack, which all put together create one awesome independent game. Attack of the 50-Foot Robot was created by students from the DigiPen Institute of Technology and entered into next year's Independent Games Festival. The download is only about 160 megabytes, and the install is fairly quick because it comes preloaded with an installer. The game includes plenty of options to customize your experience while you enjoy a 1950s soundtrack and a drive-in movie. There are 3 gameplay modes to choose from: a long tutorial, an endless reel, where you cause as much destruction as possible, raking in as much money as you can until you die, and a feature film, which gives you a quick story as you battle tanks, helicopters, and UFOs controlled by a huge and awesome mothership. Attack of the 50-Foot Robot has a high replay value, and its easy download and install make it a must-play game. You can download this game and many others at the GameSpot downloads page.
Thanks, Marco. And now it's time for our second demo today. Now, Sean, get out of the chair. I'm going to take over.
Why do I have to get out of this chair?
Because you get to sit in the triangle seat.
I hate the triangle seat.
All right, get out.
Fine.
Hey everyone, Sophia here, and I'm joined by Phil Larson from Half Brick, who came all the way from Australia to show us his new game.
I did.
And we have Sean McInnes sitting on the couch.
Who came all the way from across the hall.
I know, it's so convenient. And then Jody Robinson is, hiding over there, but she's gonna, join in a little later. So you brought Rascals on XBLA, so can you tell us about the game?
Yep. Rascals is an action platformer. We developed it to, be a pick up and play sort of action platformer multiplayer game. But that was quite a while ago, and we've since developed it and fleshed it out. And we've got a whole single-player Mega Quest campaign story mode there, with cutscenes and over 10 different gameplay types as you play through. And there's also local and online multiplayer for up to 4 players locally, and obviously online. And so yeah, today I've just brought the multiplayer game, and we're going to have a quick run through that with the guys.
Excellent.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, so we have 4 of us, so let's jump in and start playing.
Yep. Okay, as you can see, there's 4 characters on screen at once. We're all playing with our own screen. I'm Wizard in the front there, and the other players.
I think I might be a mouse pirate.
You are a mouse pirate. That would be Turncoat, the main villain. He's a pirate.
Oh, he's a pirate. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes him even more villainous.
It does. So we've got the Rascals versus the Pirates.
So our goal is just to get to the finish line?
Yeah, the goal in this
mode?
game is to get to the finish line at the very end. The multiplayer is racing, but there's also combat involved as well. As you can see, I'm picking up a boosty jar.
We can shoot each other.
We can shoot each other and knock each other into blocks, just like I just smashed Knight there. And I can steal someone else's item, so now I have a boosty whistle, so I blow that, and I can steal everyone else's power. And when the boosty bar is full on the left, you can just activate it to get super speed. Yep, plow through all the levels, all the blocks.
So how does this differ from the single player?
Well, single player, there are races like this with AI characters, but at the same time, we've introduced a whole lots of different elements to them. You can hit other players to steal coins from them. There's curse modes where you can actually transfer the curse. One player will be cursed, and you can transfer that to another player, and that player has to obviously, get rid of it. So kind of like hot potato.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by and telling us about the game.
You're more than welcome.
And when is it coming out?
Early next year, probably February.
February?
Yep.
All right, great. Thank you again, and be sure to stay tuned for the rest of the show because we'll be giving away some cool prizes.
All right, so we had to edit it out of the show just now, but Sophia and I got into a pretty vicious fist fight, but the good news is that I won the chair back.
I let you win.
You did. We have to be honest. You let me win. I could never beat you up. The other good news, though, is that we're giving away some stuff for you guys. Some of these little figurines here, some of these characters from the Rascals game. The trivia question that I have for you is, what is the name of the main villain that was mentioned in the demo? The main villain in Rascals. Can you think of the answer? I hope so. And if you do have an answer, submit it to onthespot@gamespot.com or use that little trivia module on the page right here. You could win some of these sweet figurines and one of these sweet t-shirts right here. So get to submitting some answers. And that will just about do it for this latest episode of Today on the Spot. Sophia, I hope you don't mind, but I got to get run into a pretty important meeting, and completely unrelated to that, have you seen my Xbox headset around?
It's Saturday. This wouldn't happen to be Modern Warfare 2 related.
No, not a chance, not a chance.
All right, well, you better get going.
Okay, I'm going to do that then.
Okay.
All right, I'm Sean McInnes. This is Sophia Tong. Thank you guys for tuning in to Today on the Spot. Keep an eye out for the next episode on Tuesday. Trigger finger warm up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Why, hello, King Rascal.
And my co-host today, Sophia's neck. I'm sure Jonathan Blow is going to be very happy to know that he's got a repeat customer in store. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was trying to get you to